She seduced a married boss and paid with her hair. You could always hear her before you saw her. The heels, red, patent leather. Each step is like punctuation in a room full of half-finished thoughts. Jasmine didn't rush. She didn't need to. Her presence filled every space before her voice did. A red silk blouse, a skirt tailored like precision. She smelled like money and mischief, sweet, sharp, and deliberate. People didn't like Jasmine. They studied her, whispered about her, but no one ever told her no, because Jasmine understood the real game. Not job titles, not performance metrics, but something softer, power born from silence. She knew how to pause just long enough for a man to fill the quiet. She knew how to tilt her chin just so when walking past someone important. She knew the cost of a compliment and the price of withholding one. At Hallicor Strategy Group, she was officially a senior client liaison. Unofficially, she was the woman always 2 feet behind Mr. Richard Hale, CEO, husband, father of 2. He was the kind of man who wore loyalty like cufflinks, visible, expensive, and easily removed. Jasmine saw it the moment they met. A tiny crack beneath the polished gold band on his left hand. And Jasmine didn't hesitate. It started small, coffee orders remembered, quick smiles during client calls, and then longer meetings, closed doors, laughter that lingered too long. People noticed, of course they did, but no one spoke up, because Richard Hale wasn't just a man, he was the man. The name on the lobby plaque, the face on the investor pitch deck. And Jasmine? She was a storm in slow motion, unstoppable, unapologetic, unbothered. Even when the other women whispered, even when the interns learned to lower their voices when she walked past, even when Amelia Hale, the real Mrs. Hale, began appearing more frequently on campus, no longer just a name on a holiday card. Jasmine didn't care. She believed some women were born to take, and others were too polite to stop them. There was a rhythm to it, how the lights on the 15th floor would stay on just a little longer, how the elevator beeped once more after most employees had gone home, how Jasmine's coat would hang a little too long on the back of her chair. She'd linger in the boardroom, lips painted and blouse slightly loosened, always with something urgent to discuss. Slide decks, budget notes, rebrand timelines. But the real meetings never made it onto the calendar. Richard stopped correcting people when they called her his right hand. He even started inviting her to events meant for senior leadership, wife not included. When they spoke, their voices were low, but the silence afterwards was louder. People tried to ignore it, because in offices like Hallicor, ambition forgives a lot of sins. But not everyone was blind, not everyone was quiet. Natalie, one of the newer associates, had watched it all unfold. She saw the glances, heard the laughter behind the glass, watched the shift in power dynamics as Jasmine rose and others were pushed to the side. And Natalie wasn't the only one. There were murmurs, meetings rescheduled, a subtle frost settling in the air. But Jasmine remained untouched, untouchable. She thought she had rewritten the rules. What she didn't know was that someone had started keeping receipts, screenshots, recordings, quiet confessions stored like matches in a drawer, waiting for a spark. The night of the rebrand launch was supposed to be her crowning moment. She wore crimson, bold and defiant. Richard stood beside her, hand grazing her back in full view. And across the room, Amelia arrived. Not flustered, not furious, calm, like a storm choosing when to fall. Her eyes swept the room. They found Jasmine and locked. A moment passed. Then Jasmine smiled, not out of kindness, but conquest. And Amelia, she did not smile back. The party faded, guests thinned, glasses emptied, laughter dulled to murmurs. But Jasmine stayed, and so did Richard. Everyone else took the elevator down. She stayed behind, claiming she needed to finalize reports. The hallway lights dimmed. Only the executive floor glowed now, soft, sterile, secretive. Inside his office, the door clicked shut. And outside, down the corridor, another pair of heels echoed. Not red, navy blue. Amelia. She wasn't supposed to be there, but she was. And she walked slowly, deliberately. She stopped outside the office. The frosted glass didn't hide shadows. Two silhouettes, too close. She didn't cry, didn't scream. She just watched. Long enough. Then she pulled out her phone. One photo, one recording. No confrontation, no scandal, just truth, saved in her gallery, still, silent, damning. By morning, a meeting had been scheduled, not by Richard, not by HR, by the board.
Emergency all-staff briefing, 3 p.m.
The message was short. No explanation, just time, place, attendance required. People knew, they always do. By noon, rumors had wings. By 2:35, the office was holding its breath. At 2:59, Jasmine walked in. Her usual sway, chin lifted, lips painted, as if this was just another moment she owned. She didn't see Amelia already seated at the head of the table, or the board members, or the HR rep with a locked case on the floor beside her. She only noticed when the room fell silent. And Richard? He wasn't there. No slides, no coffee, no pleasantries, just silence. Jasmine stood near the door, unsure where to sit. No one offered her a chair. Amelia didn't speak at first. She simply opened the black case beside her, took out a small tablet, pressed play. The sound of a door closing, laughter, whispers, and then, clearly, unmistakably, Jasmine's voice. Richard's too. The video played for less than 30 seconds. That's all it needed. Someone coughed. Someone else shifted in their seat. Jasmine's face froze. Her lipstick was suddenly too loud. Her breath was too shallow. Amelia looked up, calm as winter. Her voice, when it came, was not angry. It was surgical.
You conducted a personal relationship in a professional space. You used your influence to access confidential client files. You breached trust. You embarrassed this company. And you embarrassed me.
No one moved.
We don't do scandals. We make statements.
Amelia nodded to the woman beside her. The HR manager stood. From the second case, she pulled a folded cloth, a towel, and a handheld mirror, and a pair of silver clippers. No one said a word, but the meaning was clear. Jasmine was not being fired. She was being cleansed. Jasmine took a step back.
"This is insane,"
she whispered, but no one responded. The HR manager set the clippers on the table with a soft click. Next to it, a printed release form. Final paycheck, severance, NDA. One signature, one ritual. Jasmine's eyes darted toward the door. No one blocked it, but no one told her she could leave either. It wasn't legal, not officially, but at Hallicor, image meant everything. And public shame, that was the currency of caution. She turned to Amelia.
"I can explain.
But Amelia didn't flinch.
We've already heard enough from you.
Jasmine's voice cracked.
I've given years to this place.
And now you'll give back the one thing you used to take.
Someone turned off the AC. The room fell still. The clippers buzzed to life. Jasmine flinched.
Please,
she whispered, eyes glistening.
Don't do this, not in front of them.
But Amelia simply leaned forward.
You should have thought about that before doing it in front of me.
The clippers moved closer. Jasmine's breath grew shallow. Her hands trembled. She tried to step back, but her legs gave in. The HR woman laid a towel around her neck, firm but not cruel. A click, a hum, and the first strip was gone. The first pass left a stark trail from Jasmine's forehead to her crown. A jagged, resonant line, like a wound split open. Her body jerked instinctively, but the towel kept her anchored. She wasn't bound, but she wasn't free either. Her breath came in short, broken sobs. Each buzz of the clippers was louder than the last, a roar inside her skull. Every inch of lost hair felt like a piece of armor falling away. No one laughed. No one smirked. This wasn't a theater. It was judgment. And Jasmine, once untouchable, once untamed, was now the example. Her red lips quivered as more locks fell to the floor. They curled at her heels like wilted petals. Each strand was a reminder of every room she had walked into like she owned it, every eye she had dared to meet with fire, every rule she thought didn't apply. When the buzzing stopped, there was no applause, only a mirror. The HR woman held it out. Jasmine looked. What stared back wasn't a woman, not yet. It was something raw, exposed, small. She looked away. Amelia stood. You may leave now. Your car is waiting. Your final documents will be sent by morning. No one escorted her. No one helped her gather her things. She walked out alone, hairless, humiliated, hollow. The elevator ride down felt endless. Jasmine didn't cry anymore. Her tears had dried somewhere between the third and fourth pass of the clippers. She saw her reflection in the brushed metal walls, bare scalp, swollen eyes, lips still smudged red. The woman in the mirror looked unfamiliar, like a lesson, like a warning. When the doors opened, the receptionists didn't look up. No whispers, no sideways glances. Everyone already knew. Outside, a black car idled at the curb. No driver stepped out, just the dull click of the lock disengaging. She slid in silently. No one spoke. The car pulled away from Halecore, from everything she had built, or thought she had. From every hallway where her heels once echoed like power. Now, there was only silence. She stayed in her apartment for days, curtains drawn, phone off. The world moved on without her. Clients were reassigned, emails bounced. LinkedIn updated her status to former. Jasmine became a name people used in cautionary tales, a ghost behind a closed-door policy.